What if the life you are chasing is the very reason your mind cannot rest? Think about that for a second. You may not be tired because you are doing too little. You may be tired because you are wanting too many things that were never able to satisfy you in the first place. You wake up, reach for your phone, and before your feet touch the floor, your mind is already outside itself. A message pulls you, a headline disturbs you, a post makes you compare, a small fear enters quietly and follows you through the morning like a shadow. And the strange part is, nothing dramatic happened. No disaster, no real danger, just a tiny signal from the world. But somehow your inner peace is gone. So maybe the question is not, how do I get more? Maybe the question is, what kind of life lets my mind settle? That question sits at the heart of Epicureanism. And no, Epicureanism is not about endless pleasure, luxury, or doing whatever you want. That is the modern misunderstanding. Epicurus was asking something much deeper and much more practical. What actually makes life feel safe from the inside? Not impressive, not exciting, not enviable. Safe, steady, livable, a life your mind can rest inside. Epicurus believed pleasure mattered, but by pleasure, he did not mean constant stimulation. He meant the absence of pain in the body and the absence of disturbance in the mind. Not a life where every craving is fed, but a life where you are not constantly shaken by craving. Not a life where everyone admires you, but a life where you do not need admiration to feel real. Not a life where nothing goes wrong, but a life where your peace is not destroyed by every small thing. Epicurus had a word for this inner calm: ataraxia. It means a mind that is not being thrown around all day by fear, desire, comparison, regret, and pressure. And now ask yourself honestly, how much of your day is spent being thrown around? You check who viewed your post. You wonder why someone replied coldly. You feel behind because another person seems ahead. You say yes because saying no would disappoint someone. You keep scrolling because silence feels too sharp. But why does silence feel sharp? Because silence removes the noise that protects you from your own questions. And then you hear it. Does this life actually fit me? Or am I just keeping myself busy so I don't have to answer? This is where Epicureanism becomes uncomfortable, because it tells you that not every desire deserves your obedience. Some desires are natural and necessary. Food when you are hungry, rest when you are exhausted, shelter, safety, friendship, a little room to breathe. These desires have an end. They can be satisfied. They bring the mind back into balance. The desire to be admired, to be envied, to always be included, to always be ahead, to prove you matter. Achievement, beauty, status, or applause. These desires have no natural finish line. You get a little praise, and soon you need more. You get attention, and soon ordinary quiet feels like rejection. You achieve one goal, and almost immediately, your mind asks, what next? So the reward never settles you. It trains you to chase again. And that is why a life can look successful from the outside and still feel unsafe on the inside. Because your peace depends on something unstable. Other people's approval, other people's attention, other people's opinions, the market, the feed, the room, the mood of someone who barely knows you. How can the mind rest in a life built on things it cannot control? It cannot. It stays alert. It keeps checking. It keeps scanning for proof that you are still enough. And the more you chase that proof, the less convinced you feel. Epicurus would not tell you to abandon life. He would tell you to simplify your hunger, to ask which desires actually make you free and which ones make you dependent. Because some things feel like pleasure in the moment, but leave your mind more disturbed afterward. You buy the thing to change your mood, then the mood returns. You avoid the conversation to keep the peace, then the tension grows inside you. You keep yourself busy to escape anxiety, then wonder why quiet feels impossible. The problem is not that you want comfort. The problem is that you keep looking for comfort in things that create more unrest. And maybe peace begins when you stop calling every craving a need. A few honest friendships may calm you more than 1,000 strangers admiring you. A simple meal may restore you more than luxury bought in panic. A walk may clear your mind more than another hour of comparison. A truthful no may protect your life more than another resentful yes. This does not mean you become passive. It means you become careful with your soul. You still work, you still dream, you still build. But you stop sacrificing your inner life to impress people who never have to live inside your mind. Because you do. You have to return to yourself every night. You have to sit with the thoughts your choices create. You have to live inside the atmosphere of your own habits. So before your next decision, ask one question. Not, will this make me look better? Not, will this prove I am enough? Ask, will this make my mind easier to live inside? Will this leave me clearer or more restless? More free or more dependent? More honest or more divided? More at home in myself or farther away? Because every choice is building something. Not just a career, not just an image, not just a future. Every choice is building the inner room you must keep returning to. And maybe the best life is not the loudest life, not the most admired life, not the life with the most proof. Maybe the best life is quieter than that. A life with fewer false needs, fewer invisible bargains, fewer things your peace depends on. A life where your desires serve you instead of ruling you. A life where silence no longer feels like a threat. A life your mind can finally rest inside.